Hello and welcome to another Top Producer webinar. Welcome to 2024. It is a new year and hopefully a new and exciting experience for all. Hopefully the economy is a little bit nicer and things work out a little bit easier for you. We all know that hasn't been exactly the funnest year in 2023 when it came to doing most of your work. So again, welcome to our presentation today. We'll be going over mastering your CRM expert live coaching session, hosted mainly by the incomparable and irreplaceable Heather Crozier.
Oh, thanks, Glen.
And then I will be in the background kind of pretending to be smart and useful while she does all the important stuff.
Okay, so well with that, thanks again. Welcome to 2024. And actually, this is, I think, a great way to kind of start the year is getting in here, getting your CRM organized. Like, do it now, get ready, start sending out those drip campaigns so you can reach out to your customers and kind of reel them in and get them excited about buying a house and or selling or both. So I think this is the kind of the best way to start your year is just getting everything working the way it should for you and reaching out to those contacts. All right. So one thing we like to definitely mention before we kind of get started is that we love this to be interactive. We're here for you. We are here to answer your questions. So please ask us questions. This is your time to, find out how to work things. And if you want to know, ask us in the chat. We will, and not only tell you, but also show you how to do things. We do try to cover quite a bit in an hour, if we might go slightly over. But again, this is your time to learn everything we can about the system and make it work the best for you.
Yeah, and any questions you ask, we will either answer them through the chat, or most of the time, because of the fact that the question may be something that somebody else has thought of, we'll answer it here on screen for you, because these are recorded webinars, and I usually do get them back up onto YouTube within 24 hours, but yeah, that's my New Year's resolution, to make sure they're up a lot faster. So please ask those questions, and like I say, it could help somebody else in the future because they may come by and see the video. Now, one of the things, excuse me, we are here to help you get started, but there's going to be times where you're going to run into something that you may need to have some expert advice. We do have customer care to take care of it and has your back. We do start with our live chat, which we will show you in the bottom right corner of the software. There's a button to go there.
And we're real people.
Yes.
Real people in the live chat.
Yes, Heather and I are both proponents of saying this out loud and shouting it from the highest mountain. We have not replaced human beings with robots in human suits yet. So when you go to chat, there will be a human on the other end to actually answer your questions. Now, let's say the question is not able to be answered by our chat team. We will have one of our senior technicians call you and try to help you out with that. So just know we've got your back. We are available Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 10:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Exactly. So please don't get frustrated in the chat if you're not getting the answers you need. Let our chat people know, like let the customers or our employees know that you can't get your answer across. You really need that help, and we will reach out. We also have one-on-one. If you haven't met with one of us already, we do have onboarding that we offer. It is for an extra paid fee, but we get to meet with you a few times one-on-one and really kind of dig in and help you set up. But then we're here a couple times a month for free as well. So take advantage of this as much as you can.
Another option is, sorry, Heather.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say, well, let's begin. But
I had one other thing to say about support. If you do have a
absolutely.
non-time critical one, I like how I can see her picture video and she's like, oh yeah, he forgot about mentioning that. We do have an email. So if your email says support@topproducer.com, this is for non-time sensitive info. You will get an answer back within 24 to 48 hours. We also have our knowledge base, or what we like to call our campus, at support.topproducer.com, which you can go there and get answers to frequently asked questions.
And sign up for our webinars.
And to sign up for our webinars. All right, take it away, Miss Heather.
Oh, let's dive in. Also, usually we kind of go over the settings we did in the past. This section, we kind of fly through a little bit because we're already hoping that you're here, you've already signed into your top producer CRM by now. So if you're new and you haven't, you've already met with your sales rep, they would have sent you an email once you signed up for top producer, they sent you an email with a username and password. So you're going to click on that and sign in. And the first thing we suggest you doing is going to your settings, which you have two different places for your settings, either in the bottom left corner or the top right corner. That's one thing that you'll notice about this program is that there's usually more than one way of doing things in here, which is really neat. So I always suggest start here, go to your settings, and then fill in my information. This is really important to fill in my information because if you do have market snapshot, anything filled in here will display on your market snapshot. Also, we have merge codes that are used in emails and it pulls from here. So if you have like agent's mobile number as a merge code in your email, it pulls from this section. So make sure you have as much information on here. Also remember, this information goes on your marketing, so customers will see this. So please don't put your home address. Add your office address, add everything that is work related for your business that you want the public to see is what you'll put in the my information. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'll skip this, I'll come back to it later. Just remember to come back to it and fill it out because it is important marketing information. Make sure your time zone is correct because this is going to work with your calendar as well and your appointments and such. So if you're on the wrong time zone, your appointments might be either too early or too late, which is never a good thing. So once you're all set there.
Those of us on the West Coast don't want to accidentally put in Eastern time and try to call people at 6 a.m. because they're usually not too happy with us.
It might not be a client anymore, so you want to be careful.
She's got a point. She's
Yeah.
got a point.
All right, so save my info. If this is your first time logging in, you'll notice that you're going to probably get a pop-up right away saying add a contact. I always suggest adding yourself. If no one's in your system yet, add yourself so you can use this to test with. Like send yourself an email, send yourself a drip campaign, just so you can see how the system works when you're working with your clients. And then just follow the settings, go through each tab, and the more information you have in here, the best you're going to get from your CRM. And so if anyone's stuck on filling out the settings, please let us know. Like if your MLS credentials is not adding or even your email integration, if anything is not working, this is a great time to, say, hey, you know what, I need help with this. And we'll go through the steps one by one on how to add this. But for the most part, I like to say the settings are pretty self-explanatory. If you get this needs reauthorization, maybe you might have missed a step possibly. And or your emails. So again, you can let us know here and or reach out to our chat and we will make sure that this gets set up properly for you. You do want it to say running in green. As long as it says running, it's in green, you're good to go. Green is good.
I've been meaning to fix this since last year.
Oh. So apparently Glenn is not getting good use of his CRM, but
Hey, it's got both of our names on it, so hey.
So go to your settings first, go through each tab, fill out as much information. I mean, you're going to get the best use of your CRM by having more information in here. You have an MLS that we support. You add your MLS credentials, so you can pull directly from your MLS for transaction and property insights. And if you're using Social Connect, these are things we'll go over a little bit later. But so we're hoping that you're all logged in now. You've all gone through your settings. And then now we get to go over some more fun stuff. What do you think, Glenn?
I think it is time for the fun stuff, and we get to start off with what is by far one of your favorites.
Yay, the follow-up coach. Well, there's a few different ways to follow up, and that's another thing that I love. Actually, we haven't added this here, so this is brand new. When you log in now, it used to take you to your contacts page right away, and now when you log into your CRM, it's going to take you directly to your dashboard, which is your home page. You're going to be able to pretty much access anything from this page, which I think is fantastic. It's just, exactly. You can see everything on your main page here, and it's just like an easy click. Now, take advantage of this follow-up coach, which is right up in the top here. And this is just like, so there's different ways that you can follow up with contacts, of course, using drip campaigns. I'm going to show you another little neat way of following up to not leave anyone missing. But as soon as you log in, this is right here in front of your face, and you've got 3 contacts that you can easily just click on follow up. Don't click on the skip, because that's just like saying, oh, well, this customer isn't very important, so I want to put them at the back of the list. Everyone is important. Please reach out to them. So follow up, send them a text, send them an email, give them a call, send them a market snapshot. Doesn't matter how you follow up with them, but you're putting yourself out there, right? I mean, no one's going to reach out to you if you don't put yourself out there. So, well, probably for the most part. So it's just easy as click on the follow up. That's you, Glenn. And then it brings you to your contact. From here, if your email integration is set up, you'll have in the top right corner compose email. And or if you're in the States, and if you have registered your number, you can send them a text. You can also send them just call them if you have their phone number, and or send them a snapshot. So there's multiple ways that you can follow up. But again, it's just one way to reach out to your customers so you don't miss anyone. Send a quick email, say hi. That's it. And now it's completed. So if you have 3 customers up here when you sign in and you reach out to everyone, not only that, you can send them an email from a template that's already created, which is literally just click, click, click. You know, you can reach out to someone within 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, remind me to fix that email thing before our next webinar. Thanks, Heather.
Not a problem. So I want to actually show another way to follow up, which I think is a great idea. We're going to go to your contacts on the left-hand side. Thank you. And exactly, it says follow-up reminder. You can add reminders. So for each of your tabs across the top, you can add a reminder for how long you want it to be before you reach out to them again. Now, I like this because new is something like you don't want to keep anyone in the new tab waiting too long, because new should just be for your contacts that just came in from online. Engage could be for people that you're kind of finding out if they're still a hot or cold lead, but maybe you want to reach out to them every 5 days. Make sure that you don't leave that hanging. And you're active. You're currently working with them. So you may or may not want to put a reminder on there. But let's just go to one of these tabs up at the top, give them a reminder, and you can see what that looks like. Yeah, so add your reminder. This is in days. Maybe you want to say 2 days. Awesome. And now it's overdue because you haven't reached out to them. So you either see it in red as overdue. When it gets close to that you need to follow up with them, it'll say follow up in yellow. And then if it's just like all white like it was, it just means you have reached out to them. So again, this is just another way that you can be reminded to follow up with your contacts.
Yeah, and one of the things that we've been asked over the years of the 40 years the top producers have been around is reminders for follow-up, because we know you guys are busy. You're like very busy people. We don't want anyone to fall through the cracks, and we don't want any of your clients to miss out on reaching out to you when they need to sell the home they're in or purchase another one. Plus, it is great to have generational clients. So you help the parents, you can then help the kids. And then if you are in the industry long enough, which I've worked with a lot of clients that have, you can then help the grandkids. So by having this here and following up with people, you'll always be able to keep them there. You'll keep your name out there, which will help get more referrals and repeat business. And just something there, just when you remind people what you do, they're there to help you or to back you up. And Heather, you're muted, so this is hilarious.
That would probably work. Mute myself. Well, you know, it is the start of a new year, so.
Yes, her resolution for 2024 was to add more things for the blooper reel that we eventually need to make.
Yeah, and add more things to my life, because I've been doing that really well as well. Oh, all right. So now that we've gone over the follow, oh, and also another way you can do this too is just creating your own drip campaigns and having it reach out to your contacts maybe once every couple of weeks or once a month. You don't want to overdo it and like spam your customers. Oh,
Sorry. That was me. Sorry.
So that's another way that you can follow up as well, is just reaching out to them via drip campaign, whether it's every couple weeks or once a month that you're touching base with your customers. So multiple ways for you to follow up. And I think this is a great time to do it. You know, it's the start of a new year and people have done the Christmas thing. And now this is probably where people are sitting like, hey, what are we going to do this spring, summer? Like maybe some people are getting ready. This is where you kind of really want to start getting on top of those people to make sure that they're coming to you as their agent.
Perfect.
All right. So we've done our follow-up and
Task plans.
plans, yeah, auto response plans. And that's like having that again, that auto response is having, well, actually, if you have any lead, this is another good thing. If you have any leads coming in directly from online, if you haven't set that up yet, there's a couple different ways for that. If you're using Zillow, we do have a new Zillow Connect. You do have to be a Zillow Premier agent for that. Otherwise, we do have a lead providers. If we go there, when you're logged in here, you're going to see it should say like your name dot last name at myleads.io. You would use this email and add it to any online lead providers that we support. There's a list. Just try it anyway, test it out, make sure it works. So when your leads come into you, rather than just getting an email, they'll come into your CRM and set up that way. You don't have to get them and manually input them. With that being said, though, you can also have it so that they automatically get a market snapshot sent to them directly. Yeah, going into your market snapshot, making sure at the bottom that this is turned on, that auto send for any new leads that come in directly from online. And then for the auto response plan, you can then set up a plan that gets automatically added to your new lead that comes in. Because when you're out busy, you know, showing a house or helping getting a house ready list, you're busy with day to day and your new lead comes in, they're going to get a response to them right away when they come in versus waiting for you to reach out and call them. And you can customize it. You don't have to use just what's here in the CRM. Customize it and make it your own. Some people I've heard from different agents be like, well, I don't like how they reach out to the customers too much, too many times. You can customize these plans. So they only reach out to your customers that one time, make it work the way you want it work for yourself and your business. Now I'm probably going a little too fast. We will have this recorded as well. And we have links that'll show you how to set this up. And if you haven't already, you can always come and join us for a one-on-one and we will help you get that set up as well. What do you think, Glenn? Did I miss anything with that?
Nope, I was just putting up the link to our YouTube page, but one of those things, like Heather said, you can edit this and you can remove tasks and add them. So yeah, this one here, 17 tasks over 5 days. It's pretty intensive, but that's just for your new lead responses. So you could, take out a task, or you could add a task and you can actually choose how far out it goes, or if it goes after a specific task. So I could have one of my tasks here and have it come up through there. You can, once you've looked at the plan, you just go here and you would create it. You'll notice I have put a hashtag in front of it. Wow, I just said hashtag. I usually say pound sign. That slipped.
I usually say the number sign.
Okay, well, I'm learning new verbiage apparently. But you can put a symbol in front and then you just go through, and once you're ready to go, you close it. You will see it's right here. I can edit it anytime I need it. Your plans are always under the task plan manager. If you don't see one here that you've already created, you can browse our templates, click here and see what we have. And if we still don't have something here that is one you'd like, you can add your own plan. Keep in mind, there are 3 types of plans. Contact plans are directly for information you're going to send out to your contacts and like emails or reminders to do something for them. Transaction, which we don't have any in here, unfortunately, right now, so I should add one later. This is to remind you of things to do on your transaction. And then lead response, how you want people to be responded to. Wow, that really was, I tripped on that one, didn't I? Lead response is the information you want to have to go to new clients that come in. Back to you, Heather.
Awesome, thank you. Again, with these plans, setting them up, they're not setting up a plan for each year customer. Well, you can set them up for different groups of customers, but don't think that you have to set up, hundreds of plans. Just create a few that's going to work for you. And, it's a little bit tedious at first when you're first creating a couple plans there, but once they're created, they're in your system. And then all you have to do is click and add that plan to that customer. So this is one of my favorite parts is the customization. And in order to make sure that the right customers are on the right plans, the right customers are getting the right emails, customizing, adding your types is going to be so easy in the end. I love how easy it is to search for people. Likely you have hundreds, maybe even thousands of customers in here. And if you can remember everyone's name, that's fantastic. Fantastic, maybe a little crazy, but this is where you want to use types. That's going to make it so much easier for you to reach out to those customers that you need to reach out to. It's going to be a lot less stress for you. You're going to be more proactive, and it's times you're going to save time. I mean, none of us have enough time in a day. We all know that. So use the types, and wow, we need to change that color.
What's the green? You don't like it?
Green is really, no, and you know why I don't like it is because I can't even see what it says.
Okay, well, perfect
Terrible.
opportunity. Here's the customization.
So
So
there's a
we
lot
had
of customization with the types, and some people are like, I don't know what to use for a type. So depending on where you're located, um, most of you might be in the States. Maybe you have football fans. Up in Canada, we would have hockey fans. Maybe you have both. Dog lovers, retirees. Maybe you have groups of people from 500 to 800,000 or 800 to 1.2 million, whatever. Use your types, create them, and use what works best for you and your business. Unless you're sending out maybe like a Christmas greeting, you're not likely sending everyone the same kind of information because you have different types of customers. Sometimes even so for example, if you add someone as a football fan as a type, when there's oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. What is that called? I
the
know.
Super Bowl
That
or
would
the
be it.
Grey
Sorry.
Cup.
I'm not a huge football fan, obviously. I watch it sometimes, but I feel like anyone from the States right now is probably just shaking their head.
I'm shaking my head. I'm not a football fan, and I know what the Grey Cup is in Canada and the Super Bowl is in the US. Come on, Heather.
I know, it's a day. So anyways, you're getting the idea. You add football fan as a type. You reach out to your customers to say, hey, happy Super Bowl day, or what are you making for your Super Bowl? Like, here's a recipe. Again, that's just a way to reach out to customers, right? So that's why you use these types to give yourself other excuses to reach out to people. Do you want to add to that, Glenn? Apart from he's still shaking his head at me. I'm so glad nobody's saying anything in the chat yet.
They're probably in shock right now. So there's a couple of reasons why you would use these contact types. Now, you noticed up in the corner here, I did type in is : football fans. Please note that one of the big changes for 2024 is we're going to put in a more robust advanced search into this system. So hopefully you won't have to use that. But for now, if you're looking for your contact types, you just come up here and do is : and then the name of the contact type. You'll notice when I did that, I found all of them here real quick and easy. Now, another way to do that, if I'm on the home screen here, I don't want to have anything here. Let me just scroll through and I want to find anybody who is in the Heather made me type this contact type. I just click on the contact type there and it'll bring them all up. Another way is you can see your recent contacts. So maybe we need to go to our buyer first time. There you go. So multiple ways to find it. You will notice that it does show it up here, what you're searching for. But our original search will go back to the first three that we did. So you've got so many different ways to use the contact type. And as Heather said, unless you're sending out something for a holiday, you're going to really target your specific sellers, buyers, investors, or first-time buyers, or anything like that. So by having them in those groups, you can specify your marketing to those people. The advantage to this is you're not sending it out to people who are not going to be interested. We know in the past that one of the main ways of doing marketing was, let's print up 1,000 flyers and send it to these 1,000 houses. Good marketing plan. Unfortunately, I can say honestly, from my point, because of the fact that I've been in my house 11 years or 12 years now, and I'm not looking to move, I look at that and go, huh, cool, and put it in recycling. This way you can go to the people that are not going to do that.
And I'm not gonna lie, I put mine in recycling too, so save some money in the printing and just do it digitally, because you're gonna have people that are gonna reach out and not reach out. The ones that are interested are gonna reach out. But again, you still kind of wanna poke them a little bit, right? Also going into a little bit more customization. You can create your own tabs across the top, which I also love this. So if you're going into a group of people that you go into more often than not, create those tabs across the top. I always suggest don't create too many tabs across the top. You still want it to be like, you still want to see it and not lose that tab over time. However, football fans, here we go. So we're going to create this tab because maybe you're also a football fan and this is like your go-to people. So you create this tab. There we go. And now it's at the top of your page and it's always there when you come in. You can just click on them and reach out to them anytime. Let them know about the game that's happening like this Sunday. I'm trying. I
You're
don't know
doing
why
a
it
good
feels
job.
like
There is a lot of football on Sunday, so well done. Remember, Monday night football, Thursday night football, and Sunday. You won't go wrong if you remember that.
Okay, perfect. All right. So again, like I think this is just an easy way to really not lose touch with your contacts. And those contacts are either A, going to give you referrals, and or they're going to buy again. So I think it's very important to reach out.
Yep. And you'll notice that I had put this new tab over at the start. So you can move all these tabs around. So the ones that you don't really need, you can put at the end here. And, during football season, you may want to keep in touch with those people just so you can, maybe you might run a fantasy football league with your football clients. Another way to keep going with them. But let's say you don't need this one anymore. You can just drag it down. When it goes pink, you delete it. I love this. You can always recreate it. The other thing that, because it has the word delete, that scares a lot of people. It just removes the tab. It does not delete the contact type. It does not delete the customers. It's just the tab.
Absolutely.
And the other thing is, you noticed I moved it around. If you click on this and set tabs to defaults, it'll put it back to the way it was.
Also, another thing that I think is really cool here too is that you see new, engaged, future, active, closed. These are all words that we came up, or top producer came up with. And I've talked to some agents that they use different wording. So I've talked to some people that they use escrow instead of active. So you can create a tab based on the contact status. So maybe you want to call this escrow, use your status as active, and then create your tab. And then instead of them going into active, they'll go into the escrow and you can get rid of the active tab. So again, this is just another way you're making this system work for you, how you word things. Because at the end of the day, you kind of want to come in here and be in here as quick as possible. You're too busy out with your customers, helping them get ready to list and showing them listings. You are going to be in front of your computer and or your mobile devices. Hopefully the least amount of time, the better. So when you come in here, get this set up the way that works best for you. So when you do come in, it's just a few clicks here and there and you're out of here.
Yep. We are making a software that is easier for you to keep up with people and requires less time in the software. You have more important things to do than be adding contacts and editing flyers and information on the computer. Your bread and butter is talking to your clients and out there pounding the pavement, finding those houses for them. So we're trying to make it as simple as possible for you.
Man, I must be doing a fairly good job today because no one's asking any questions.
You're
So
just that good. You're
I'm
awesome,
really
Heather.
hoping everyone's just like feeling this CRM that they're just on top of things, right? Right. All right, so some cool features. This is, and so anytime like we have something new come out, we'll kind of mention this. This though is one of my favorite features. It's just another really great way of staying organized, of course. And it's for you. Your customers don't see this information. This is your information. So this is for you to stay on top of things. It's also for buyers only, not sellers. So one of the things that I like to ask my agents or my customers when I'm one-on-one with them is, how do you keep a list of all the properties you've showed your buyer? So if you're working with a customer and you've showed them 10 properties, where do you keep that stored? I get so many different answers like, oh, I write it on my notepad, or it's just in my head somewhere. What I mean, that's a lot of information on top of day-to-day life, having to try to manage all that information. Just put it down here and it will just make your life so much easier. So can we use this? Yeah, let's click on property insights. So you're working with a customer, they're a buyer and they're a picky buyer. As an example, I'm sure most buyers are relatively picky, and as they should be, because this is their biggest investment. So we want to make sure that you're giving them what they want. And when you do your job and give them something amazing that they've been looking for, then that's when you're going to get those referrals. So use this again to stay on top of things. We're going to go to add insight. Now, this is going to work pulling from your MLS that you've added already in your settings. You've gone and you've already added your MLS credentials, and this is pulling active listings that are on the MLS. So you're showing your contact or your customer a couple properties. There we go. We're going to save this one to property insights. We're going to just add a couple in here so you can see what it looks like. The list just kind of gets a little bit bigger. It's not very likely that you're going to show a customer one, maybe two properties, and they end up buying that. And that was probably over COVID. Yes, some people did do that. But now some people might get a little bit more fussy in their decisions and what they're looking for. So do we have one more we can add?
Of course I do.
I'm making Glenn work over here. So now we're going to do this by MLS ID. Same thing. There you go. And save property. Again, this is your information for your customer. So there's a couple reasons why I really like this. So you come in here, you can say, yeah, not interested. You know what? Is that stairs? What am I looking at?
That's a lot of stairs.
That's a lot of stairs. Okay. So when you're coming home with all those grocery bags, no, we do not want to do this. So let's leave a note as to why they didn't like this property. Way too many stairs. They don't like to exercise.
That's me.
Also, with that note, you can also add there the day and time that you showed them the property, which again keeps you in the know, up to date. And another reason why you want to do this is because once you've shown them a few properties, you're going to get a really good idea of what your customer really needs and what they want. They will also, it can help you be like, okay, you know what, eliminate some places. Maybe they reach out to you and say, hey, like I saw this property, and you're like, well, you know what, but you didn't like this about the other property, and this one has it. So again, it just makes you on top of your game. I think that's probably the best way to put it. It makes you on top of your game. So you add your notes, and let's just say the one on top there with that beautiful garage that's sticking out in front of the house. You tell I'm usually not a fan of the garages that come in front of the house. I like the house in front. But anyways, let's just say your customer really likes this. We're going to change that drop down to they made an offer. And from here, you can go and add a transaction right away. Awesome. There you go. So it will pull almost all the information from, you just have to add the property type. Make sure to put those dates in. Go back and edit it, but put the dates in. And the reason why is because when you're adding transaction templates, it will go based on the dates that you put in.
I'm just trying to pick some random dates to put in there for you, Heather.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so let's go back to our property insights because there's one other thing I wanted to show you, which I really think is very handy.
Now, here's the thing. I just clicked on somebody and then I clicked around and I don't have my recent contact that I use. But if I hit recent here, here's the person I was working with, Renato Earhart.
Perfect.
I probably just butchered that name, so forgive me.
All right, so one of the things I love about the notes, instead of having to be like, okay, what was the note I made and what property was it? You don't have to come back into property insights to see this. You can go right to your notes section. You can also see it on your dashboard. So it'll show you the note and right below it's going to show you the address. So that is one of the cool things I like about it. Anytime you make notes under that customer, it's all going to be under your notes section and your most recent notes. So,
Now keep in mind on the dashboard, it'll be the 3 most recent notes. That way, if you have a lot of notes, you want to jump into the notes section here, and that'll get you everything you need. And Heather's doing her neck exercises, so I figure I should probably talk a moment or two longer. You ready to go back?
I feel like I've just been sitting for far too long, but we're
That's why I
almost
use
there.
standing desk. I'm telling you, you got to bring the desk
Okay, this
up.
is terrible. I do have a standing desk and I just don't use it the way I should. I should have just had it standing and it doesn't get to, I can't lower it, and then I just wouldn't have a choice.
Yeah, there is that. I just
All right, no questions. This is amazing, Glenn. We are on a roll. Either that or nobody's listening.
I'm sure they're listening. You're just giving a very good explanation. Keep it.
All right. Again, if I'm going too fast, please tell me to slow down. We're here. Oh, thanks, Matt.
Yes, please, please, if anybody thinks that we're going too fast, really tell us to slow down, put it in reverse, put it in park or neutral, whatever. Why? You're using football analogies today, and I'm using car analogies. It's going to
Yeah,
be one of those years, isn't it?
no, everything
Clean
is
and understand. There you go, Heather. Like I said, you're
awesome. Love
awesome at
it.
explaining. This is why
Awesome.
she's our top concierge
Oh,
member. And as we mentioned it, we do the one-on-one onboardings. Both Heather and I do it. And we've got 2 other amazing members of our
yeah.
team.
Evan and
But
Jordan, you haven't,
Evan
they're
and Jordan are
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah,
I just know Heather are really personable. We get a lot of great things about her. Evan, Jordan, those 2 are amazing as well. And we get a lot of great feedback on them. And then there's me. There will be a recording of this Zoom put up onto YouTube, and that's why I put out the YouTube link prior here for you, Matt.
Can we edit it and take that whole like, um, oh my gosh, I'm losing it again. The football thing.
Oh no, no, that's staying in.
That's okay, that's it. We gotta switch this up. Let Evan take a turn. Oh my. All right. Market snapshots. Here is another great way to follow up with your customers. So if you don't want to just send out that, that bi-weekly, monthly email, text, call, send them a market snapshot. And if it's somebody that you worked with, maybe you just helped them buy a house, you can still send them a market snapshot. Send it to them once every 6 months or once a year, because obviously you don't want to keep sending them something every 2 weeks. You just help them buy a house. So you kind of, but it just, again, it still puts your name out there, your marketing information, and you're still kind of keeping in touch with them. Plus, everyone loves to look at houses. So market snapshots are a really easy way to do that. If you, is everyone here, I hope everyone here has a market snapshot and they're using it the way it's meant to be used. Send it to yourself so you can kind of get an idea of how it works, but you can send it to your buyers and your sellers, which is fantastic. So if I'm a seller and you're sending it to me, you're going to send me the market snapshot based on my address that I'm trying to sell. Because you can say, here, Heather, this is what the market looks like for homes similar to yours in your area. And this is what they're selling for. And that's what you're going to use it for as to show your sellers. So when they want to try and get like 300, 400K more than what their home's actually worth, you can kind of bring them down to reality and say, this is what the market is for homes that are similar to yours in your area. So let's maybe try and go with this number. It just makes it, you know, gives them some kind of proof and maybe makes them feel a little bit better about that decision as well. Also for buyers, I love looking at this personally as a buyer, but when you're sending to a buyer, they still see the same market snapshot, but you're setting up their credentials based on what they're looking for. How many bedrooms do they want? What area they want to live in? You know, if they prefer older homes versus newer homes, which I do, put in a year. Like, I don't really like the look of newer homes. I find they're kind of boring personally.
You've never had to do major renovations on a house, have you?
No, but I have the idea that I'd like to do it. I just I
Hold
keep thinking
on to that idea and let me know after you
I
do it
like
for the first time.
character. I like the character that you don't get anymore with a new home. So, but so anyways, you can put in the year. I said there minimum year built to maximum year built. So maybe maximum year built 1970. Minimum year 2010. Oh, minimum.
13 years ago.
That's not really that old. I mean, the way they build things these days.
There.
I would be a fussy buyer. So just be glad you're not working with me.
Oh, oops.
Oh,
We got that backwards.
there we go. So set up
Let's
your
see if
market
there's anything.
snapshot. Make sure you preview it before you send it. And here's one reason why. Couple things. When you're sending a market snapshot, it will only send 100 at a time. However, even if you're working with a buyer, you still don't even want to send them 100 at a time. That's a little overwhelming. You're likely going to want to send your buyer maybe 15, maybe 20. I don't know. Is that too much? You just want to send them a few homes. You don't want to go crazy. You want them to hopefully pick a home soon and not be like, here's 100 homes to look at. I would probably go crazy. But so yeah, here's 29. Perfect. You know, you're making this for your buyer. Your buyer has interests that they want when they're buying.
Yeah, so Heather and I will both agree on this. Whenever you're making a snapshot, start with the basics. So you'll notice with this one, we put in an address and the specs of that house. So it was 3 bed, 2 baths. It's listed on the MLS right now as 1,244 square feet. So I guess I could have put that at 1,250. If I were to take this out, and this, then I would usually preview that just to see what we get. Now this is probably going to bring 163. So that's a lot. Now, as Heather said, break it down a bit. We only want to go up to say 1,500. We want 1972, 2015 because Heather's very picky. And then we hit preview listings. And then you can find out what's going on with that. And that's just the way to go. 15 listings. This would be a lot easier to digest as a consumer and a lot easier for you folks to actually take the time to show to the clients because I don't think I'd want to have somebody go, awesome, thanks for the snapshot. Let's see all the houses when you've sent 100 houses. This is why I don't have hair because people ask too much of me at times.
He's probably referring to me.
Didn't want to say it, but probably.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so we've sent the market snapshot. Now let's go have a look at what that market snapshot looks like. Another great thing that I like about this is that when you send this to your customers, let them know you sent them a market snapshot because you'll be able to see when they've opened this email. And actually, if we use myself as an example, I've actually opened, look at this. I did this for testing purposes. Remember how it was like 0 across the board? And Glenn looks really shocked right now.
Oh, I am because I kept asking you to do that so it looked good. Thank you for actually listening to me.
Not a problem. So this is what we're referring to right here. It says, okay, this is really small for me to read. Open email.
Okay, so this is as big a screen as I can get it for you. Yeah, actually, I'll zoom in a bit.
Zoom in for
Is that big enough for you?
Perfect.
I'm the older of the two, but you need it zoomed in.
Yeah.
Sorry, we like to pick on each other. We're like Some companies say they're like family. Her and I are like a brother and a sister, so I have to
Yeah,
pick on her.
we
It's in the
razz each
contract.
other all the time. Makes the day go by.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we have emails open. So this is going to show you when your customer has opened that email of the market snapshot that you sent them, how many times they've clicked on it, and then if they viewed any reports, is the actual of the home, right? So this is good information. If you send this to your customer and you've got zero all across the board, reach out to them another way and be like, hey, Joe, I sent you a market snapshot. Don't be shy. Go in and click around because this is going to get them looking at homes, right? And this is where their interest is going to be. This looks interesting. I'd like to look at this. So this is what their market snapshot looks like. Now, when you're talking to your customer, let's just say this is a buyer that you sent this to, and there's 68 solds on, is that 68? Yeah,
Yep.
68 solds on here that they don't need to see because they want to buy a home. Just eliminate it. Just click on it from the list, and you don't have to scroll through all those 68 or the 10 pending or the 3 expired. Yay, now we're only going to look at 19 that are for sale. So perfect. And when you click on one of these homes, where these homes look really high, or is it just me? Do they look?
They're just 2 stories.
Okay. Okay. That's actually a cute home, even though it's newer.
Yes, it was only built last year, Heather. That is pretty new, yes.
That's very new, yeah. All right. So again, it pulls all the information right from the MLS. You can toggle through the photos. You can click on the top. Now, again, this is information for you to know to educate your customers with on how to use the market snapshot because you want them using it. You want them clicking so you can find them a house and you can make some money. All right. So yeah, you can toggle through all the photos. You have property details up in the top right. There's a little heart there saying if you like this. That is a beautiful bathtub. That is one thing I do like about the new home.
So this neighborhood is right down near where my mother-in-law lives. And these views that you can see out of the windows are not photoshopped in. Now, the biggest problem is there's a plot of land right behind that. So some of these views on the main floor may go away soon because of another house being built. But yeah, they are brand new and beautiful. A little pricey. It's $700,000 for this, but
That's actually really not that bad compared to where I am in Canada.
me too.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now, one thing that outdoor fireplace. Okay, I'm in love. Anyway,
You're moving to the States.
well, wife is American, so she could go to work and keep me in the life that I'm accustomed to, and I could stay home. I like it.
With your outdoor fireplace.
One thing that's very cool, you'll see this little thing here that says walk score. Now, like I say, I know this area very well. A walk score of 1 is actually very accurate. What it means is the walk score determines how close or how possible it is to walk to conveniences. Even the schools are going to require a bus for the kids. Getting to the shopping going to require a car. It is not within walking distance, but that's the charm of it. Very quiet, beautiful area. There is a corner store that you could theoretically walk to in about 15 minutes, and then 15 minutes to get home. But this is something that'll be very important for people to see. Having that on the snapshot is going to help you get to those folks that are like, well, gas is stupidly expensive. Electric cars are still too expensive to buy and get the charger put into the house. So I'd like to be able to get around via public transport or walking. Having this as a higher number is going to really help sell that property to them. Don't you agree?
I do. And you can just click right on it and we'll also show you on the map. So I know like when I see an address, I then like to go to Google Maps and search it, where this you can just click on it and it'll bring you right there. And you can click on that map and make it a little bit bigger and you can see where it's actually located.
Yeah, because let me see here. So you can see this is the house here. The nearest place to get anything is these 2 places right here. or
a walk.
this gas station up here. Yeah, it's a beautiful area, but it's very secluded.
So if you like to live in a secluded area, then that would be a perfect home for you.
Which is the type of place I would like to live instead of in a cookie cutter
In the
row home like I live in now in my part of Canada.
That's what I'm moving into, is a cookie cutter townhome, but renting, not buying,
Yeah.
because I wouldn't want to buy a townhome, and it's new. It's got a beautiful kitchen, but it's new, so I wouldn't buy it.
You realize if there's if there's any realtors in Ontario, be taking notes. Look around on Ottawa, Ontario, keep notes. You may run into Heather in the future.
Yes. Well, I do actually have a realtor in Ottawa, so
Oh, well, there's just
he did help with the renting, and it was back and forth between renting and buying. But I mean, we have more money monthly left over after renting. I know, isn't that sad?
very.
It used to be the other way around. It used to be like cheap, like it would make more sense to buy and now, yeah. But
It's
I mean, that's
cyclical.
changing, right? So hopefully.
Yeah, 2024 is where the cycle is supposed to go back to houses being the better option. So a lot of you who may be getting a lot of renters right now, you may be able to convince them to go from rental to home ownership soon, because the mortgage, what they're paying for rent now, if the interest rates keep going down and the prices settle, you're going to be able to find that what you're paying in rent is going to be more than what you'd pay for a mortgage. And I would rather pay my mortgage than buddy who owns 5 of these houses, their mortgage.
Exactly. So that's definitely something like, so don't get rid of your renters. Keep them and actually give them a type called renters. Give them the renter type. Send them an email when you start seeing that market looking better, like, hey, are you still renting? Because if you are, now would be a great time to look into purchasing and using that money that you put towards rent in towards a mortgage and having your own investment, right? So however you want to word that. But there you go. And Glenn is showing you how to add that contact as a renter and reach out to them too. I mean, they can still be, so I'm sure I'm going to start hearing from my realtor. Well, I'm friends with him anyway, so but he'll be slowly reaching out to, hey, still renting?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that pretty much covers it for Market Snapshot. Again, if you haven't used it, use it to send yourself a Market Snapshot. And what's new? So this is actually a really great tab to always check out. You can see any new features that are coming soon. You can see what's just been released, and that is on your left-hand side. You can also refer a friend and make some money. Highly suggest doing that, because everyone wants to save money. And you know what? It says $50 credit. Go click on refer a friend.
So that could be old, but what it would do is it gives you a credit towards your top producer. So we need to update that to say 109.
Yes, thank you.
Because yeah, Top Producer Pro is $109 per month. So if you refer a friend, we give you a credit of 109, so your Top Producer Pro is paid for.
Absolutely. Yeah, get a couple months credit. Why not?
Yeah. So it's always a good idea. And we are, like I said before, we have a lot of big updates and features that are supposed to be coming out in 2024. This is where you'll see about them. We do put, like, coming soon, TPX search. We've heard your feedback and are working on a more specific searching option for TPX. That is a good segue to our feedback button here. Go ahead, you click on that, and it'll take you to what we call Pendo, which is a location where you can put in suggestions. I usually tell people to abuse our developers and our leadership team by putting in a lot of suggestions, because they need to see what you folks want and need in the software that you're paying for. The more numbers we get, meaning the more people that ask for something, the more chances that it'll be added to the software. The search had thousands upon thousands of people asking for. Well, we listened, our development team heard all of you and all of us on the support side yelling about we need this search. So it's going in. So yeah, feel free to click on feedback and let us know.
Awesome. And something else that just recently came out, well, within the last year, or maybe it's been a year now. Is it a year next month? Social Connect. If you don't have Social Connect, this is a new lead program that we came out with. And when I say lead program, we're going to kind of elaborate with that a little bit. This is a great way to just build your database, especially if you are a new realtor and you just need to get people in there to start reaching out to. So we have Social Connect. So how this works is that we build these ads for you to go onto Facebook and Instagram. It doesn't go on your Facebook, doesn't go on ours. It reaches people's Facebook. So you get to pick up to 5 cities. And those cities that you pick, it targets people by an algorithm that's already, people that are already looking at the market. So same concept, you know how like maybe you're looking at vacations or whatever you're looking at, and you're going to start noticing within a few minutes, literally, you start seeing these ads populate on your Facebook. So same concept is that people will start seeing these ads on their Facebook of your active and your sold listings. So I've seen this program work really well for some realtors, and I've seen it probably not work as well for some. You really should put the work into it as a realtor. The leads coming in, I like to call them inquiring leads. They're inquiring on the ad that they see. When they come in and they come into your CRM, they are going to automatically get an email and automatically get a market snapshot. And sure, as a realtor, you can sit back and wait for them to respond. But I think the best way and really putting the work in is for you to reach out to them and, and say, hey, like, this is Glenn here. Thanks for clicking on my ad on Facebook, and let them know where you're located. Anyways, getting that communication going with these people and get them interested and hopefully making them a client.
Yeah, and from the technical side of things, I do like to make sure people know that we are setting them up on a Facebook and an Instagram ad platform that we are controlling. So you don't have to worry about doing any of the ads work. You just pick your cities and we'll send it out. It doesn't have to connect to your business social medias. We put it up on one of ours. Now, one thing to always keep in mind when using a program like this, Facebook and Instagram use one bucket for all of housing. What that means is if somebody's looking to rent, buy, sell, lease, looking for a commercial, or even looking for land, that will all go into the same bucket. Therefore, you may get people that are going to reach out to you based on one of those criteria. So here's the advantage. If you know a lot of other realtors and you specialize in buying and selling for residential, but you get a question about commercial, somebody else in your office may be a professional at commercial. You can always say, hey, I'll split the commission with you. And there you go. You have not only got a new person into your CRM, but you're getting to share that with somebody else. And because the fact of how well your team works on getting them that commercial property, they may be coming back to you for that personal property as well.
And not only that too, like, again, it's building your database. So even if they come in and they're like, oh, I was just curious, or I just saw this ad and I'm not really ready right now, doesn't matter. Keep them in your database, keep reaching out to them, put them on a drip campaign. So when they are ready, that they're going to reach out to you. All right. So also, if you haven't already added Top Producer to your cell phone, we like to put us in your pocket. So go ahead. We don't have an app. It is just, you're adding Top Producer to your home screen. I personally like it much better this way because you're not waiting for that data to transfer over. You're just going into the website right from your phone. So to do this, I'll do the Android because that's what I have. And then Glenn will tell you how to add it to your Apple. Here we have the link that we've just added as well. But so if you're using an Android phone, you're going to go to Google Chrome or whatever web browser you use. I think I've tested them all. And you just type in crm.topproducer.com. When you see this here in the top right corner, you're going to see the three little dots in the top right corner. You're going to click on here. Unfortunately, we can't use the drop down, but it'll say add to home screen. And there you go, just add, and you're going to see like the little TP symbol on your home screen. So it works and looks very similar to an app. And it's as easy as that. Just click there and log in.
And on an Apple device, you go to Safari. Again, go to crm.topproducer.com. And at the bottom of the screen, you have a box with an arrow pointing straight up. You click on that, and then you say add to home screen. And there you go. You now have a pseudo app that is not taking up data on your phone and is not having to synchronize between your database on your phone and the database at Top Producer. It's all connected. So any changes you make on the phone will reflect on the computer almost instantaneously and vice versa. Makes it easier, and that way you've got the exact same information you're working on in the office while you're on the road with your clients.
Absolutely. And actually, while you're out there too, you can be adding that property insights information, adding those notes about what you're, and not have to get back to the office and be like, oh, what was it that they liked again? We just don't have time for that. So this makes it much easier. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. We're going to get ready to wrap this up. We're getting near the end, so if you guys have any questions, now is a perfect time to ask. Also, other resources, which we did mention, we do have the support.topproducer.com, where you can come and sign up for more webinars. You can get all kinds of information there. You can just type in, there's a bar on the support.topproducer.com. You can type in how to send an email, and it'll give you step-by-step information. We also have our chat in the bottom right corner. Don't forget about that. There we go. Yeah, we have our chat, and very friendly staff. They'll always be there to help you out. Monday to, oh, actually, I shouldn't say always. That would be Monday to Friday, 10:30 to 7 p.m. Eastern time, or Pacific time is 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m.
You can always tell which one of us is East Coast and which one's West Coast, can't you? I always do the Pacific time first. You do the Eastern time first.
I'm in Ontario, yeah.
Yeah, but we are available to help you. You just got a message, Heather. We will try to help you. Our team, again, I cannot emphasize this enough, humans. Now, if you need any support, you can go to this page. What I did to get to it is I clicked on the picture up here in the corner and went to support site. And that will open up this page. Now, for some reason, my top producer doesn't show this down in the bottom right, but you can see this chat icon here. It should show up in your top producer. I just like to explain that I've abused my top producer so much that I probably need to refresh it again, as in wipe it and create a new test account, because it sometimes misses things like that because of what I've done to it. But everything you need is right here. You got the searches Heather mentioned, and webinars. So you can click on that and see which webinars we have going. We're doing it every second and fourth Wednesday of the month going through 2024, just to see how that works, just to see if having it on a schedule like that is more convenient for people. If there is a different schedule that you folks like, let us know. Heather and I are,
hang out with us. And
yeah, you get to hang out with us.
I mess
We
up.
we are versatile, aren't we?
Yeah, we try.
Yeah. And then you can always go to our blog, which we will put up. One of our blogger finds a lot of the most interesting items out there, especially about real estate in general, information about Top Producer, or cool technology that might help you. She's got a good thing about using ChatGPT in real estate up there. And I know whenever I say ChatGPT, Heather's eyes light up because she loves that little tool because it's great for helping her create emails and stuff.
It's helpful. It's
Yeah.
helpful. Yeah.
Our YouTube page at youtube.com/topproducersoftware, and our Facebook group at facebook.com/group/topproducersoftware. And of course, our concierge onboarding. If you were to go to the link topproducer.com/concierge, you will be brought to this page and you can see all of our onboarding options and get a chance to spend a couple hours with either Heather, Evan, Jordan, or even me if you get an unlucky roll on the dice.
An unlucky roll. What a sin. All right, everyone. Thanks again for joining us today. If you have any last minute questions, here's your chance. Otherwise, you're very welcome.
We're
Otherwise,
happy to do it.
you feel good about using the CRM, that's awesome. We would like to know how it's working for you as well.
Yep, we're always looking for that. And oh, I wish I could find that link. Do you have the Capterra link there nearby, Heather?
Oh, I think I do. Let's make some
So,
money.
yes, exactly. So we have this thing, we have a place where you can actually put up a review of Top Producer. Once we can verify it, we do like to give out a $10, thank you, Heather. We like to give out a $10 Amazon gift card to you. We want to hear how it's working for you. And you could also say that Heather was amazing in the webinar and that they should get rid of that other guy because he's not personable. All good. But let us know. We want to hear about it and we want to
Hopefully you're not football fans.
If you are football fans, we apologize for Heather's lack of understanding of the Super Bowl, which is what, the third biggest holiday in the
I've
United
watched
States?
it a few times.
It's like the third biggest celebration in the United States, Heather. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
All right, I got to stop abusing and picking on her. But we're glad you folks could swing by today. Welcome to 2024. We very much wish you a very happy new year, a very profitable new year, and hopefully you're busy and having a lot of good clients that you get to help. And thanks for joining us on this road.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again. Bye for now.